Everything happens so damn fast, you don't have time to think.
On one beach, 80% of German guns are firing. It is an infantryman's nightmare. Germans on the cliffs level plunging fire at the men coming out of the landing boats.
There were only 11 of us. They were all demolition men. We were supposed to take out 4 heavy weapons in Normandy. I landed in the top of a tree. I grabbed the tree, it's about a 50-foot tree. Slid right there, it was wet. And I slid right down, fortunately. And when I got to the bottom, this crowd had held fire with a burp gun. That's one of those 1,400 rounds a minute. He guessed where I was, and his guess was 2 feet over my head. He was cutting the damn grass around my head, the trees. I was too scared to pee in my pants, so I didn't pee in my pants. I'm standing there on a road 20 feet wide, dirt, and nobody's around me. I'm alone on D-Day. Can you imagine? How the hell can you imagine that even? All I gave a shit was I wanted to kill Hitler. Because I would have been up front, I thought, when Hitler was caught. And I wanted to be the guy to kill Hitler. They have an idea of where you're going to be jumping. Up until then, the Germans didn't know where we were going to be jumping. They thought it was up where the channel, the English channel, was most narrow. We went to the most wide to fly over. I wasn't an expert, but I was the demolition crew.
What kind of demolition were you trained to do?
Well, if they needed tree trunks taken out or anything in their way, booby traps, we used to set some booby traps here and there. I think it's the latest intelligence we have. The SS are going into the private homes, taking their uniforms off and wearing civilian clothes. At 1 o'clock, we jumped 1 o'clock in the morning at 400 feet, and it takes 175 to open. And we jumped at 400 feet on D-Day. And we were dropped out right over a road, but it was in the wrong area. And it was close to where we were supposed to be, but I never saw what we were supposed to take care of 4 heavy weapons overlooking the beach. We never saw them. And the sergeant says, anybody know anything about where we are? He says, I don't. He was supposed to know. And he was our information. And he says, I don't. And he was walking as he was talking toward 6, 7, 8 houses that were, all you could see were the chimneys. He says, I'm going to check these houses out. That's exactly what the Ike had told us not to do, to go near those houses. So I says, I'm not going.
So what's it like to be in that photo, in that picture with Ike? What was that like?
Oh, that was the biggest point in my life. Well, when I jumped. But that was the biggest thing I've ever had to happen in my life. To be in the lead of something as big as international, you know. And I have people today come up to me and still thank me. There were shopkeepers and stuff that were working in those days. And of course, most of them are gone now. This past November 5th, 2020, I hit 99. I'm 99 years of age, sitting here right now.
Wow.
This coming November, I'll be 100. Only the good die young.